What is up guys? In this video I'm going to show you guys how to replace your fork seals at home. Now the bike I'm doing this on today is for a 2009 Yamaha XJ6S. Now this does apply to quite a few other bikes, specifically in the Yamaha range. There's a lot of crossovers with the Viragos and stuff like that, so stay tuned because this kind of covers a lot of things. But in particular, one of the tools that I do not want to buy, I'm going to show you guys how to do it without this very expensive tool. Alright, I'm gloved up. It's time to start pulling these forks apart and show you guys how to do it. Below, there is a link to the app that I'm using for the manual. It is a free app. There's nothing, I don't want any money for that. Go and check it out because it definitely helped me with a lot of things, motorbikes, cars, washing machines, everything I've worked on. I use these manuals below. Now of course there will be one part that I'll be diverting away from the manual because I refuse to buy a tool that I'm only going to use once. So I got a little bit creative and I'm going to give you guys some indication on what you could use that you've probably got laying around at home. Let's go. So as you guys can probably see, I'm using a bicycle work stand to work on these forks. It's the way I've always done it. I've always had these because I'm actually from the cycling industry. And I have got a couple of links below to some pretty basic cheap ones on Amazon if you want to check them out, ones that I would recommend. Let's get stuck into it. Alright, first step, 22mm socket. And it doesn't want to come undone. Of course not. It's the rules. Make sure you have a rag handy because it's going to be covered in oil. Now this fork in particular is covered in really dirty, nasty oil because this job hasn't been done in a long time. Give everything a wipe off and put it in order of how you take it off. It will be a little bit confusing because there's a lot of parts as you'll probably see here, but try to kind of do it in order and it'll make a lot more sense. Even though we're going to follow the manual, just do it. I promise it'll make your life a whole lot better. Slide out the spacer, give it a little wipe. Now push the outer tube up. That'll push the spring up higher, and on top of the spring is also a washer or a retainer, whatever you want to call it. And watch the spring as you bring it out because it's actually directional. So as you pull that out, I'll bring it up close, you'll see that the spring at the top is a much finer pitch, so make sure it goes back in the same way. Now with a bucket or something handy, drain your fork oil into it, or what's left of the fork oil. While the fork oil is draining with something underneath it, just give it a couple of pumps and it's going to push all the oil out of the damper. So that fork's still draining and I'm just about to give you guys my secret, but before I do that I just want to say check out the website below if you'd like to support the channel. Heaps of merch available, and I actually roast coffee. That's a little coffee roaster that I do all in-house here. Very special coffees. Go and check that out, support the channel. Let's get back to the video. So if you've looked into this job, there's a very expensive tool that you're probably never going to use again in your life that I refuse to buy. So I came up with a little trick and I'm going to share it with you guys right now. So up inside the dampener you need a special tool. There's a part number here if you do want to check it out, and there is also a link if you do want to buy the actual tool. You can go and check that out. But if you don't want to do that, watch this. This is some 10mm steel bar, and on the end there I have taped a motorcycle tube just so we've got a little bit of friction, and we're going to pop that up inside. Nice friction against it, and then 8mm Allen key inside here on the rattle gun, and it should come undone. So with that bar inserted as far as it will go, you'll feel it bottom out. What we're going to do is we're going to flip it over. We're going to put a cloth or a rag on the floor, and then the 10mm spanner on the edge there. Then we're going to stand on that to make sure that this can't spin. And then I've got the 8mm Allen key on my rattle gun, and we're going to see if this works. It worked for the last one. Let's find out. Lots of downward pressure. That was too easy. So that's the 8mm bolt that's in the bottom of the fork, and there is a copper washer. You're probably supposed to replace that, but I'm not going to. Now you'll be able to pull this out without hitting the ceiling, and it'll bring the dampener with it because it's kind of jammed in there. I'll just wait here. Now if you don't have 10mm bar laying around, that's understandable. I've seen people use a whole bunch of things, even a broom handle. They've sort of jammed in there, a bit of timber, something with friction, and it worked perfectly fine. I like this idea a little bit better. It's a little bit more permanent and it's not risking any bits of timber getting inside here. I don't really want to play that game. So now grab yourself a flathead screwdriver, something that isn't insanely sharp because we don't want to scratch the fork leg. And this is just to pop off the little dust seal. So work your way around there. Pop that up and out of the way. And then down inside there's a circlip. I just use something like this to remove the circlip. You just got to pick it and work its way around. If you can't do that, probably shouldn't be doing this job. So as you can see, there's your fork seal ready to pop out. It's halfway there. What we're going to do is we're going to pop that out, give everything a really good clean, lubricate everything, pop the new seal in, and then reassemble everything. And then the really crucial part of doing your fork oil level. So once you've got everything clean, I've pre-lubricated everything here just to make it easier. You need to pop in that inner bush, the retainer washer, and then the seal. Just sit them on there for now. That's perfectly fine. I have got the dust seal already on there, and again, you should replace the dust seal at the same time. These are not my forks. I'm doing this job for somebody else, and he's just said pop new seals in it, get it back on the road. But typically I would replace everything possible, bushings, the works. That's going to be fine. Going to get this back on the road for the guy and get him moving. Now what we're going to do is we're going to slide everything on. And now we're ready to push the seal in. We do need a special tool for this. There is a link below. Check that out. You cannot do it properly without this tool. Don't try it, you're going to damage things. So this is a fork seal driver. It comes with a kit and it's got all different fork sizes so that I can work on different types and sizes, shapes, models, all of those things. This is the 40 to 41mm. We're going to pop this guy on here, hopefully not drop anything. And of course that's in the way. That's a pain. Who put that there? Now we can put the seals in. Now as you're doing this, you'll actually hear the pitch change. Once it makes that really hollow sound, you know that the seal's all the way down and the metal's resonating, or whatever you want to call it. Then we're going to take our circlip, pop that back in, and make sure it snaps in, really in there. If you're still unsure, feel free to yank on that thing and see if it comes out. It's not the best thing to do consistently, but it's sometimes better than a fork seal coming out and then a leg taking off, and that's not going to end well. Then get your new dust seal. You should be able to just push that on. You shouldn't need the tool. Now let's pop this thing back on, I guess. Now we can pop our dampener back inside. Hopefully it lands where it's supposed to. Grab your bolt with a new washer. Pop your handy tool in there. Your broom handle, whatever it is. And there is a Newton meter setting on this, but I'm just going to do this many Newton meters. Oh, landed straight in the oil. Gotta make sure you lubricate your Allen keys, you know. Now there's one thing you should check because these wear out. Now according to the owner's manual, this has to be between 358 and 365 millimeters. And this is 364 millimeters. Perfect. Now before we pop the spring in, this is extremely important, and not only to make sure we get the oil level correct, we need to make sure it's even, so both sides have to be identical. As a rule of thumb, it is more important to have them the same than to have them exactly correct, because you can have them slightly out and it will affect the performance, but it's not going to affect the handling in the way where it's going to be unpredictable if they're uneven. So try to get them both exact and make sure that they are both the same. Now according to this manual, what you want to do is have it fully compressed, no spring inside, and then we're going to use some verniers, and we want the top of the oil level to be 115 millimeters inside. Again, make sure you use the manual below for the forks of your bike Every bike's different. Don't do 115 millimeters for any bike. Let's do this. So with the verniers inside, the oil is just touching the bottom of the verniers. You can obviously do this with a tape measure. I just find it easier with these because it's very narrow. Now we want to cycle the fork a little bit to get all the oil to flow through the damper. Then pop your spring in the correct direction, then your retaining washer, and then your spacer. Of course, because it's compressed, it's going to be sticking out. Pull that one up, and now we can pop this on. So now it's obviously going to be quite tricky to tighten that off the bike and everything covered in oil. So pop it into the bike, clamp everything in, give it the proper torque setting, and you're all done. That's how easy it is to service your own suspension. And if you have enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys on the next one.